Start our today's live. It's about vertigo. Okay. I know a lot of people suffer from vertigo, but guess what? They don't even think there's something wrong with them. They usually end up going to emergency, and then it's like never ending thing because they don't understand vertigo is a symptom and it's not a problem in actual. So why is your body giving you this symptom? Have you ever wondered? Because we usually think body is something different. We don't want to take responsibility for it. It's like just this morning I have this client who says, I have a headache, but I don't know why. Like, excuse me, it's your body. Why don't you rewind and see what happened in your body? So if you can take responsibility for your body, you will understand vertigo is a symptom of something that your body is saying, hey, guess what? You are overwhelming me. Vertigo is a sensation of motion or spinning that is often described as dizziness. Vertigo is not as similar to being lightheaded. That's a different thing. Um, it is common type of dizziness, and it is worsened when the head is moved usually. Okay, and what else? So, with respect to vertigo, I know it's like, you end up in an emergency, they give you some pills, you just feel like, okay, this is not ending. It keeps coming back again and again. You feel like you're losing your balance. But if you go a little deeper to learning Ayurvedic approach, I'll be telling you how that is. Um, Again, you have to check. Do you have erratic lifestyle? Are you stressed? So ask these questions first, whatever the problem might be, before you even head to a doctor, because again, things might get even worse there because these are all the things that you need to handle yourself a little bit instead of really projecting it outward. And the medical system gets into more of like, okay, something huge is wrong with you. Usually people who go for vertigo, they bring their MRIs. There's nothing wrong with them sometimes. Yes, it is there, but it's not too severe. But the person who's suffering from it is not able to lead a normal life because they're not able to drive whenever they want. They're not able to do a lot of normal things without feeling dizzy. With respect to Ayurvedic disorder, okay, Ayurveda clearly says you have to wake up at the right time. You have to sleep at the right time. Our brain, if you don't sleep at 9:30-ish, there's a cleanup crew that comes in from that 9:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. You won't believe it is very beautiful to learn that our brain cells also lubricate a little bit so that the cleanup crew just comes and cleans up every single memory we have had from the daily activities that we have had, and also reinforce what we have learned. It's very beautiful. Like, so this is where I'm telling, if in case you're not sleeping, if there's lack of sleep, you will have your adrenal gland fatigued. These are all science related terms. But when we go into Ayurvedic perspective, Vata gets high. Vata is the air and space in your body. Once it's high and it goes into the nervous system, there's a lot of things that happen. Like, we scroll through our phones every day. Yes, that causes a lot of movement for our eyes. We don't realize. We run around very stressed. It's like, as a mom, I personally can experience there are days when my life goes on a fast forward button and everything is so fast. Like, I am not even able to understand that single moment unless I learn to pause or learn to focus on, okay, I need to slow down. This is a moment that I need to take deep breaths. If that is not happening, definitely body will show you vertigo. Vertigo is a nervous disorder. It involves losing the control of physical movements, and it results in imbalances, causes feeling of lightheadedness and dizziness. So a vertigo person feels helpless due to loss of his body movement. He or she becomes dependent on others while going through the process. It's like standing in the room and you're not able to feel like you're standing, and you're like the whole walls and the whole room is moving. Why? Like, why is your body doing that? Now, there are different types of vertigo. Okay. The nervous disorder vertigo are of following types. Subjective vertigo. It is a condition when feeling of movement is felt by the body, and when the body seems to be moving but the external environment is stationary. Okay, you feel like you are losing balance, you feel the dizziness, but the external environment is stable. Now, objective vertigo, it is a condition when external environment seems moving and the body is stationary. Next one is the benign proximal positional vertigo, or BPPV. It involves a short sensation of movement that may last between 15 seconds to few minutes. It is the most commonest type of vertigo. A lot of people end up in emergency because of this. Now, sometimes when clients come with the vertigo symptom, I know it could be even due to alignment issue. If you are, again, I want you to check, are you walking properly? If your feet is either supinated or pronated, like if it is on the pinky toe edge more, check your slippers, check your shoes that you wear. If it is flatter on one side, then your weight is not distributed equally. Then your hips also will not be aligned. Then your spine will not be aligned, and then your neck will not be aligned. Imagine again, if I am doing this, the weight of the head, the body senses would be 20 to 30 pounds more. And that can also be the reason for vertigo sometimes. Again, vertigo is just a symptom of you using your nervous system to the maximum. Sometimes, right now, the vata season is high. It's cold, it's crispy wind outside. Um, During that time, too, our vata can go high depending on if you're not taking measures to ground yourself. So that means you will have ringing in the ear, or you'll have a little more restlessness, insomnia. Why are you not sleeping? Because the mind is too active. So these are all multiple reasons for vertigo. There's no one reason usually. If you take a history of a client, and you will see there are multiple things that come up. It's fascinating how we just ignore our body. It's like, the beautiful part of life is this body that is given by the creator for you to experience world. But what are we doing? We're just misusing it, abusing it constantly, and we forget that we are here to experience life through relationships. We're super distracted in every other thing. Again, nervous system disorders are really something that you have already abused your body. I even tell most of my teenage kids, gaming, when you are actively, twitching and moving in weird ways and your mind is focused on something else, yes, it could land in nervous system disorder there, because the vata increases and goes into the nervous system. Then, I recently read that Parkinson diseases has multiplied, tripled, and it doesn't have to be that way. Again, these are all nervous system disorder at the smallest, probably the baseline that we're talking, but the exaggerated, really extreme versions are these Parkinson diseases and things like that. Now, vertigo gives you a sense of movement focused on the body or environment. You have inability to stand, vomiting or nausea can be present, sweating, headache, loss of hearing, loss of balance, unidirectional movement. Again, Ayurveda is based on the concept of three types of energy that control human body. And again, a lot of people don't want to believe what Ayurveda says because it just seems like, oh, we just don't understand, or it's hard to understand, especially skeptics. But if you really think about the principles, it's very beautiful, and it is even applicable for today's day and lifestyle that we are in. These energies are the tridoshas: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. The tridoshas exist in balance. That is the uniqueness of each individual. When that balance of Prakriti goes into imbalance, it causes a lot of diseases. So, in Ayurveda, the nervous disorder vertigo is known as Brahma. It's an imbalance of Pitta dosha, and it is a result of also excessive consumption of food items that are oily, spicy, fried, sour. When we have excess stress, this imbalance can really become so much more like it just, how do I say, it goes beyond what a body can handle. Then you experience vertigo. It's not a chronic condition. If you're experiencing right now the vata is too high or the season is of vata, of course, once it kind of gets a little lower, diminishes, your face also will go away. But you have to think about it. It's a symptom. Body is telling you something. And in vertigo, what we do with respect to Ayurveda is we simply start to eat bland and light diet, free of all spices. You can add fresh fruits, green vegetables, citrus fruits, and practice daily relaxation technique like meditation and yoga. Why is this so important? Because if you are moving too much, the vata increases. Whether you are on bike, whether you're running, whether you are doing aerobics, whether you are how do I say it, any of those fast workouts. Of course, when you're doing weights, that decreases a little bit of vata. If you can do mindful meditation, even when walking, if you can slowly walk or add meditation. Why meditation? The mental calmness is very important because if you think about the sympathetic nervous system, if it is constantly active, imagine you're running and there's a lion chasing you constantly. How much would your body be tired? That is the amount it is tired already when you experience vertigo. The overwhelming feeling of you're doing everything, constant thinking, worry, everything is going to bring you to that place where a lion is chasing you. If you are in that space 24/7, your body has no time to switch to parasympathetic nervous system, where you're breathing slowly, where you're experiencing delightfulness, where your mood is calm, where your nervous system is calm. But no, we just think those are all boring stuff, right? We just want constant stimulation. Then above it, we have our junk food, we have excess salt, we have consumption of all kinds of substances that are available to distract our life. So, what are we doing to ourselves? Again, you will have to ask yourself. Now, a vertigo person who experiences the spinning and circles around, they describe as, oh, maybe it's fear of heights. No, it can happen to somebody when it is fear of heights, but it's still temporary. Vertigo is again not an illness, it's just a symptom. Now, vertigo symptoms may last from few minutes to hours, depending on what kind of it is. You might have seen if you Google vertigo on YouTube, where the chiropractor or other physicians may really turn the neck a little bit and change the crystal that's in between the fluid. So these can also help in some way, but again, go back to the root cause of it. Ayurveda always goes back to the root cause of it. And our root cause of symptoms will always start with digestion issues. Your body is not suffering from vertigo all at once. Surprise, here you go. No, it doesn't happen. Ayurveda's approach is very successful in treating vertigo by natural means. Again, most important thing, check your alignment. Second, diet and lifestyle. Third, are you sleeping well? What are your doshas? Check your stress levels. Those are all very important things. Imbalanced doshas of different kinds cause all kinds of diseases, right? Vertigo is due to the imbalance of the two of the three vital energies, that is vata and pitta. Then, now when you reduce your spicy, sour food, that can cause increased in anxiety or leads pitta dosha vitiation, then also you can really help with the condition to reduce. When doshas goes out of equilibrium, it causes disturbance and particular organ functions, which results in this whole vertigo issue. Recovery from doshas, another remedy would be the detox remedies, where we add laxatives, cleansing treatments, where you know, let me define what vata is. Vata, what does it do? It performs a lot of functions: nervous impulse, blood flow, blinking, cardiac contractions, conditional reflexes. All are under the category of vata's functions. So it is directly associated with conditions like so-called objective vertigo, when everything in the environment seems rotating. Vata might be in the increased state. Pitta, when it enters the nervous system, is when this whole responsible for the transformation, for metabolism, just gives up, and your body all of a sudden staggers or falls down or elevates. The source of dizziness is because of both vata and pitta. Again, Ayurvedic practitioner will know which one is in imbalance mode. To balance energies, we will have to really balance both pitta and vata. So that will be mainly something that you'll have to focus on with respect to managing vertigo. There are a lot of herbs that can be given, but first and the foremost, think about practicing yoga in the morning, which will help you really lead an extraordinary life and lifestyle. Because somewhere when you start doing yoga, your body and mind will start to go into that sattvic path of understanding what I'm doing is wrong, let me change, just by practicing yoga. That will help you. Then adding a little bit of meditation will allow you to know exactly who you are, what's your journey. So, all these stress, distraction, entertainment, exhaustion won't really happen then, because you will know that you can avoid all these things by just adding that yoga and meditation in your life. Now, herbal remedy, there are a lot of herbs, but I don't think I want to go into these herbs because it's not a pill popping case here. Of course, these herbs don't have side effects like shankpushpi or amlaki or jatifal, and then guduchi, shunti. All these things can help, but we have to always check the history. Again, as I said, vertigo is just a symptom of what is happening in your body. It is not the main chronic disease. So, one main thing that I have noticed big difference with respect to vertigo people is karnapurna, that is oiling in your ears. Some of them are scared to do it, some of them can do it, some of them want to do it. Depends. As I've told before, first and foremost, Check how you walk, check your feet alignment, then check lifestyle changes, stress reduction. How can you release yourself from that overactive mind and thinking? Then adding this Karnapurna would really help. Our five sense organs also relate to five major elements in Ayurveda. Karnapurna, in simple terms, is filling up of each ear, not at the same time, with warm medicated oil. People who want to believe that these oil will help can really do this. But if you're not okay with it, you don't have to. Again, from an Ayurvedic perspective, this therapeutic treatment has profound effects because there is a connection between the ear and the Vata dosha, which pertains to either an air element. We all have it within. From physiological perspective, the small bones in the inner ear, called ocells, stimulate the nerve endings, transmitting signals to the brain. If these inner bones dry out, it compromises the functionality of sense of hearing. Ayurveda has understood this for thousands of years. The connection between hearing loss and an accelerated brain atrophy. You know that age related hearing loss leads to cognitive decline. Again, Karnapurna nourishes the acoustic nerve and improves signal quality to the brain while enhancing the interpretation of sound by hearing centers in the brain. Now, if you suffer from a lot of ear infection, ear pain, dry wind, then the ringing in the ears, that is tinnitus, ongoing vertigo, body balancing issues, recurring migraine headache, blocked ears after swimming, diving, or general earache, sinus infections, all those things can be helped by Karnapurna. Um, when we oil our ears regularly, we are supporting certain tissues in the body that correspond specifically to our bones and nervous tissues, as well as supporting our mental well being by calming the mind. Dry wind, as of now in the fall, summer season, cold, dry environment, urban lifestyle, because we have AirPods, right? Earplugs, and we're constantly stimulated with noise that are literally pollutants. Severe stress on our ears can lead to uneasiness and sometimes loss of hearing. This is where Karnapurna will help. It also helps with absent mindedness, forgetfulness, nervousness, neurological disorder, neck and jaw pain, general body aches, stress and anxiety, depression and insomnia. Again, tinnitus, hard of hearing, aeroplane pressure, blockages after travel, earache, pain in the ear infection, inflammation. Supports healthy balance of three doshas. This is where, when you have vertigo and you do Karnapurna, it gives you the biggest relief because people with vertigo have all these issues. Now, what to expect from Karnapurna treatment? It is it is really relaxing and it has calm effect on the mind. There are two different ways to practice Karnapurna. At home, again, make sure you have a qualified Ayurvedic practitioner who has really recommended this, because just because there's a year old, don't fill it up with oil. Um, if there is buildup of wax and acute ear infection, please, please, please consult an Ayurvedic practitioner, because otherwise you're just damaging yourself. You need to massage a little bit on your face and head so that you gently stimulate the marma points. So the vital energetic points on the face, neck, and around the ears are kind of eased up. Then we follow it with a little bit of facial steaming. This depends also on your symptoms and causes of ear troubles. Massage is usually a precursor to the treatment. When my mom experienced a little bit of vertigo, I just asked her to do the oil before she even woke up in the morning. That is even more effective. But again, this is something that is a process that we follow in Ayurveda. Laying down on the massage table with some facial massages, then your head is turned to one side, and the herbal oil is custom chosen for each imbalance that is happening. The ear is then treated with a little bit of oil, and some of the oil naturally will drain out. Again, this is practiced with an Ayurvedic practitioner. If you're doing at home, it's usually few drops, not more. We use a lot of different oil here: vacha, lashuna oil, nirgundi oil, bilva oil, kshira oil. So all these oils can be used. It is not used for babies or children. So never put oil when sitting or standing. Laying down is very important. And don't put oil when you have showered or gone for swimming and then you come back, because there might be water in it. It is also contraindicated with injuries of ears, cuts, wounds inside of the ears, or burns. If there's any itching, tickling, or discomfort in the ear, we don't want to do that. Um, Again, make sure, please have an Ayurvedic practitioner who can take you through the steps. When you do Karnapurna, it should not cause any pain or discomfort or adverse effects. If you're experiencing them prior to the treatment, make sure you tell the practitioner. Always treat both ears. And the temperature of the oil is important. Don't do hot oil, please. Frequency of practice also depends on the condition. Mm, Now, having oil ready at the right temperature, lay down on your side. You can put a towel on your pillow. Have 1 tablespoon, that is 5 to 8 drops, no more than that. Leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. Only then turn to the other side and repeat. So, this will be a beautiful way of really addressing the whole vertigo issue. Okay. Um, Again, please, lifestyle changes, very, very important. It is not a joke. Like, I see a lot of mental disorder. I'm going to come up with a workshop for insomnia and probably a little bit of depression soon. But following circadian rhythm, waking up at the right time with the sunlight, sunrise, very important, because there is something from that 4 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. that regulates your vata disorders. So you won't have nervousness. Like when my teenage clients ask, I have to stay up late because somebody's talking to me or somebody's texting. I always tell them, go to bed at 9:30, wake up at 4 a.m. and talk to them so that you have finished your sleep. You are not, abusing your body, and then you can do anything you want. Because if you think about all these vata disorders, it is multiplied over and over a period of time after our light bulbs are introduced, because we don't sleep on time. And of course, the television, the social media, the amount of distraction we have is just way too much. We can't really do this to our planet or to our next generation. Even if it is few people who can really start waking up from that 4 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. and just be in the sunlight for some time, that will start regulating your body's circadian rhythm, which is very important. Above it, we can dodge all these food pesticides, herbicides, or whatever pollutants. We're already at the brim of, creating a lot of other issues in our body. If you're a healthy person, please go to sleep at the right time and wake up at the right time, so you don't have to suffer from all these kind of issues. If you are a stressed out person because your work is stressful, take meditation sessions, take yoga sessions. You are not doing any favor to anybody else. It's only favor to you and your body, because the company is not going to live inside your body and experience your pains and your symptoms. Yes, you get paid, but what are you going to do with it? You're only going to pay the hospitals because you are neglecting your health today. Your health is in your hands. So, whenever you find yourself from vertigo symptoms, please take time to understand that it's your body giving you cues. It's like I was telling one of my client with MS, what are you saying? What are you not saying no to? Because your body is saying no to it. And most of the times we suffer from all these things because we just think, oh, there will be a pill that I can pop and then complete remedy for it. Now, I can give you some herbs which can be taken generic. But again, I'm not saying that just pop pills. The supplements don't work that way, because anytime you take a herb exactly for the issue, and you're giving this whole placebo effect of, I am taking this herb to resolve this, that works. It's the same thing with any kind of synthetic supplements that you're taking, but understand why you need to take it. Brahmi, it improves memory, enhances blood flow to the brain. It's a very effective brain tonic. It's very fascinating for me to tell you, one of my client, I personally, I have more experience with respect to clinical issues, because I see a lot of clients in regards to a lot of different spectrum of issues. But when they come back with like how peaceful I am mentally, I don't really bother myself with any of coworker issues and things like that. It's so beautiful. Brahmi works on our nervous system to an extent that I can't even understand, because I've only heard my teachers say, oh, just give Brahmi or this will happen, this will happen. But when you see and your client reports you, it feels so amazing that I was born in this day and age with Ayurveda on the side, and I have this knowledge of Brahmi. When I lived in Florida for a few months, Brahmi grows on the street. Basically, it's all over the yard, under stop signs and stuff like that. And I used to let my kids go pluck those Brahmi and come. Um, it's a beautiful herb. Like, it can soothe nervous system very easily. It comes in oils too. If in case again your vertigo is too much, you don't want to try any herbs, just buying Brahmi oil and applying it on temples, applying it on your crown could also help soothe the nervous system. Next one is Shilajit. Again, Shilajit is a hit or a miss because we don't know where the real ones are. There are some brands which do have real good Shilajit, but you'll have to really collect the good source one. Then Shilajit helps in maintaining and promoting healthy digestion, metabolism, reproductive and urinary system. Why Shilajit? Shilajit is is a good rasayana for all kinds of issues. So that's why. Next one is Shankapushpi. Again, it's a brain tonic for rejuvenating properties. It improves brain health and memory. It can be taken with ashwagandha, amlaki, haritaki. Proper sleep, very, very important. So these herbs, I can just really, bring out a million other herb details here. But what's the point? If you're not changing your lifestyle and routine, herbs are only going to help you so far. So focus on helping yourself with lifestyle changes, diet changes, eat your food at the regular time. Vata also increases when you skip meals or fast or eat too much or too little, because again, all those things result in not having good gut health. Proper sleep is very important. Next amazing thing that really helps vertigo is Shirodhara. It's a panchakarma therapy. It's a suggested speedy improvement which provides a natural treatment for vertigo. Shirodhara, you will have to really find a good Ayurvedic panchakarma technician who can do it for you. It is oiling your whole head region. Very beautiful therapy. It's so relaxing and calming that your nervous system will definitely calm down. Mm. So that's my take on vertigo. I don't know if anybody is watching, or do you have any questions for me? I was a little late in coming for this event. So that's about it with respect to vertigo. I hope I covered all the points. If you still experience vertigo, you can definitely reach out. My name is Vinaya Saunders. I am an Ayurvedic practitioner. I also teach yoga. I also teach meditation. I am one-stop shop for most of the issues. Before you go into that medical system route, I am not against it. I love doctors. I have a lot of clients who are doctors. They are amazing. The only thing that I would suggest is we need them, but don't go for itty bitty things, because synthetic medications come with a lot of side effects. And medical system usually follows their own protocol, but this can be resolved. It is amazing for me to know that there's so many of these conditions that we don't really get information about, as just changing in diet and lifestyle. That's all you need to do. You will cut down on a lot of issues going downhill later, getting worse later. It's important for you to really understand your body. That is mainly important, because how are you going to be an example for the next generation? You know, when I was young and I used to see all these people having blood pressure or diabetes by their 40, 50, I really wondered, how come? Like, why aren't we in that healthy zone? But nowadays, there's no age barrier for any such disease. Why? I have no clue. It's just sad part that we have come to a place where we have all these things going on, where there's no age limit for cardiac issues or nervous disorder. There's no age group anymore. It's like, I don't know what to say. We are losing the warranty that our parents are giving. I have no clue. So please be mindful of just two or three things, not more. Sleep right, eat on right time, and maintain circadian rhythm. Don't involve yourself into too many other activities. Slow down. Enjoy your life. It's very beautiful. Okay, so I will see you in another workshop sometime soon, because I'm thinking insomnia and depression. But if you have any other questions for me, if you have any other suggestion for me, please let me know. Okay, thank you. Bye.